NBA action is here. We've got 4 games on the docket for this Tuesday, October the 29th slate. I'm back home in the stew, so you know what that means. I've been in my lab, and I've got 3 best bets for you guys in today's channel. I have 3 best bets for you guys on today's video, including ladder leg day 2. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day. I'm just trying to get to the bag together and make some money. Yesterday, we kind of had a 1 and 2 day, really a 2 and 2 day. So this is what I was doing, right? So let me kind of explain what happened, right? Monday Night Football, I told you the best bet of the day was Daniel Jones over 31.5 pass attempts. That cashed. I also told you guys to take the ladder. 34 pass attempts, 36 pass attempts. Both of those hit. So I'm counting one of those as another win, okay? If you laddered it, it was up to you, but I told you to ladder it. Why? Because it was gonna hit, and it did. And now we're gonna have a second best bet today. That's gonna be day 2 for the ladder challenge. So like when I told you I took 34, I told you I took 36. I put a little bit on that, not as much as I put on the single play, but that was my first leg of my ladder challenge. You guys know what the ladder challenge is, $10 to $10,000 in 10 days. Let's get it started. So day 1, we cashed in. Let's go for day 2 today, okay? Our 2 losses on the day yesterday was Chris Paul assist and our Sports Equinox parlay. Nothing we can really do about that. With the Equinox parlay, I mean, shout out to the San Jose Sharks for, giving us our first hockey loss of the day and their first hockey win of the season. So tough day yesterday, but I did give myself an extra win, so I just want to put that caveat out there. 2 and 2 on the day because that ladder leg that I told you guys, I was confident in it. If you went on Surgical Stream on 3 o'clock with Book It Sports, you guys know I'm there every single day they have this show. I told you guys to ladder that, so I'm taking that one. 2 and 2 today. We're gonna run it back. 3 player props in the NBA. We have a very short slate, only 4 games on, but I do like some of these games. And again, we do have day 2 of the ladder leg. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Now let's dive into these winners real quickly. For our first best bet of the day, it's going to be a little cheeky of a play. It might be one that I've been sleeping on, but you know what? I've been looking for my Daniel Jones of the NBA. What do I mean by that? You guys tapped into the show yesterday. I told you the reason why I like Daniel Jones is because he has that media narrative around him. So many people are talking about him. He just has an underrepresented line, in all honesty. I mean, this guy's gone over that pass attempts total literally in 6 of the 8 games, and they continue to disrespect him with 31.5, 30.5, 29.5. So I've just been looking for lines that are just a little bit too low until the books decide they want to adjust. So with NBA season just getting started, who is the player that we can find over here? If you guys have any players that you've been taking a look at thus far this season where you feel like that number is just a little bit too low, let me know because I'm trying to hit them every single game for as long as I can get it. I thought Tobias Harris was going to be one of those guys. Obviously not. He's not getting it done. So for today, what I'm liking is the young buck from New Orleans, Mr. Jordan Hawkins. Over 12.5 points, minus 115 odds. If you guys don't know who Jordan Hawkins is, he's the second-year player out of UConn, one of the shooting guards there that actually led them to their first national championship 2 years ago. And since he's come to the league, he's been a great catalyst for the Pelicans, helping them stretch out the floor a little bit, helping them knock down some 3-pointers. And he also plays some really good defense as well. But with some of the injuries that the Pelicans are facing right now, it has now opened up to him for more playing time. Right now, the Pelicans are dealing a little bit with some injuries. There's no DeJounte Murray yet. There's no Trey Murphy, who's also out for this matchup as well. And that means more minutes for Jordan Hawkins. Well, what has he done with the new playing time? In 3 games this year, he's had 13 points on 28 minutes, 24 points on 29 minutes, 17 points on 34 minutes. So not only has his minutes gone up each and every single game, but his volume has as well. 9 attempts game 1, 12 attempts game 2, 13 attempts game 3. That's what I love to see. So for me, this is just way too low a number at 12.5. Yes, it's still Brandon Ingram's team. Yes, it's still Zion's team. And when DeJounte Murray comes back, he will probably be playing a little bit of less minutes. But the young buck is taking advantage of the time that he's on the floor. I like the opportunity that he has today against a Warriors team that's very beautiful. That's very beatable right now. Steph Curry is going to be missing this game with that ankle injury. And then besides him, I mean, there's still a lot of question marks surrounding this new look roster that the Warriors have. Obviously, no Clay anymore. Andrew Wiggins has been playing really well to start the season. Draymond is doing what Draymond does, but he hasn't necessarily been stuffing the stat sheet. And then Buddy Hield has come out very strong for them, but he showed a little bit of inconsistency in that last matchup. We were on him inside the Discord group. So there's still a lot of question marks. Pelicans do have a great opportunity here with them being 2-1 as well to pick up a great road win right now to start the regular season. I like that. Jordan Hawkins, he's a player that can score some points. We have a middle of the pack total in this game as well. Not too high, not too low, sitting at about 218 or so, 220. I like Jordan Hawkins. He's gone over it every game so far this season. I'm hammering this one as my first pick of the day. Now, for my second best bet of the day, we're going to go over to the Minnesota matchup with the Dallas Mavericks. And there was a guy that I took earlier this week, or last week, I should say, to start the NBA season. I took his rebounds, and it didn't work out for us. But that game, he went crazy on the offensive side of the ball, just with scoring. So today, I'm not going to try to make the same mistake twice. We're going to try to make our proper adjustments, and we're going to go Mr. Julius Randle over 28.5 points and rebounds. You can play the 29.5 if your book has that, but BetMGM has the 28.5 right now at minus 125 odds, so I'm not too mad at that. Julius Randle is a guy that's expected to play pretty well for this Minnesota Timberwolves team ever since he was traded from New York. In 3 games this season, he went 16-9 in game 1 against the Lakers, but remember, he had a very short preseason, so he was a little bit rusty. But in game 2 against the Kings, he had 33 points on 5 rebounds. That was the game where we just took his rebounds at 7.5, so we would have lost, but this combo square would have hit. And his last game against the Toronto Raptors, 24 points, 9 rebounds, so both the rebounds and the combo square would have hit, which was a 112-101 win for the Wolves in that matchup. 2 of the 3 games that the Wolves have played thus far this year have been on the road. So for them being at home here, I like that. Keeping in mind that the Dallas Mavericks are traveling on the road now after playing a game last night at home to the Utah Jazz. They won that game 110-102, but this is the second night of a back-to-back. And Julius Randle is a guy that you don't want to face really given any time you play him, especially when he's playing that bully ball. But on the second night of back-to-back, I don't think you really want that in this situation here. I'm expecting a little bit of tired legs, a little bit of fatigue, and given the fact that the Wolves had the day off yesterday as well, I like that. Julius Randle right now, they need somebody else besides Anthony Edwards to step up to be the main guy there in Minnesota. Obviously, you have Gobert, you have a great bench unit with Naz Reid, DiVincenzo, some of those guys there, but you really need Julius Randle, who's averaging 24 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 4.3 assists, and he's shooting about 4 3-pointers per game, hitting about half of them to start the regular season. You need that consistency. He's right now shooting about 63% on 14 attempts per game. Let's bump that up a little bit to maybe 17, 18 attempts, because that's what you need out of him, right? In all honesty. And right now, as we're continuing to get these low numbers, if I can get this points and rebounds below 30, 30.5, 31.5, which was the number that we were hitting on pretty consistently last year for him against the Knicks, I like that situation here for him. Dallas Mavericks also another team that don't have a lot of strong big men. Derek Lively, I mean, he's a very good offensive rebounder. He's a great hustle player, but he's not known for his lockdown defense, right? Same thing with Daniel Gafford, right? He can do some stuff for you in terms of cleaning up the boards, but Julius Randle is a guy who causes a lot of matchup nightmares. That is more of a guard dominant team. I'm expecting Julius Randle to exploit that today for our second best bet of the day. Third and final pick of the day is going to be our ladder leg day 2. And this is a guy that I'm expecting to eat on the boards. And this is what I like. This is my past attempts in the NBA. And that is Mr. Walker Kessler over 9.5 rebounds. I'm laddering this one up to about 12.5. But you can get the 9.5 rebounds at plus 100 or very low minus 105, minus 102, minus 103 odds. Okay, you can take that. But I'm also taking the 10.5. This is ladder leg challenge day 2. So $20 to win $40 on this one. Okay, Walker Kessler and the Utah Jazz have a matchup tonight against the Sacramento Kings. If that does not tell you enough as to why you need to take Walker Kessler, then you don't follow ball. You don't know ball. Why? Because the Sacramento Kings have Domantas Sabonis, one of not only the best rebounders in the game, but somebody who is constantly aggressive, both on the defensive and offensive glass. So you need a player like Walker Kessler who's going to be able to compete with him, who's going to be able to bang on the board, boards with him, who has the size and length not to just make things easy for him and to be able to grab rebounds. But luckily for us, Walker Kessler likes to do that job. In 3 games this season, he had 14 rebounds against the Grizzlies. He had 9 rebounds in only 20 minutes against the Warriors. That was a 40-point loss for them, so he didn't play that much minutes. And then on Monday, yesterday against the Mavericks, he had 11 rebounds in 30 minutes. So I know it's the second night of a back-to-back. But again, you're playing the Kings. You need him on the floor here. And when you also keep in mind, when you look at the numbers, the Kings to start off the season, yes, it is a very small sample size because we just got the year started. They're number 6 right now in the NBA to giving up the most rebounds per games to centers. So for me, this is a great situational spot for them. Lauri Markkanen, he is a guy who can grab boards, but we know he's more of a stretch big. He's really not trying to bang down there too much, too low to be aggressive. So I like Walker Kessler in this spot. I think he needs to be on the floor. I like him to grab the rebounds. That is how you beat this Kings team in terms of being able to not give them second chance opportunities and also being there to cause disruption with Sabonis. I like that today. He's gone over it several times so far this season, and that's what the Kings do. Over 9.5 rebounds, 10.5 is going to be a ladder, up to 11.5, 12.5 is what I'm playing here on this Walker Kessler line here. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners that I've given you guys real quickly on this Tuesday card. Give me Walker Kessler over 9.5 rebounds as our day 2 for the ladder challenge. Give me Jordan Hawkins over 12.5 points. And then give me Julius Randle over 28.5 points and rebounds. I promise you, once we kind of get into college basketball, NBA, we're not just going to only have full basketball slates. I'll sprinkle some hockey in there every now and then. I'm still getting my feel, my rhythm for it. So we don't want to overdo it. Right now, with the back stretch of the month here, we just want to finish off the month strong. We about 2-3 more days for us to run up the bag here. So it's hopefully we can celebrate a sweep. It's been a few days since we've been able to do that here on the channel. And if you guys have been liking the videos and appreciating the plays, make sure you guys are smashing that subscribe button. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys are sharing the video so this way we can continue to grow. And let's get to our first 1,000 subscribers so we can get a 1K parlay out there for you guys. All right, my friends, let's get after it. Let's get to that cheddar, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Later, guys.